Hello everybody and a very good afternoon. Welcome to Crafters TV. My name's Ben Moseby. Thanks for joining us. It is Thursday, day 4 of the week, but day 3 of our new year, new craft. My name's Ben Moseby, presentation lead of the year, apparently, 2023. Yes. We are here over the course of, up until the 7th of January, actually, bringing you New Year, New Craft, where we're exploring different types of crafting. So if you are new to it all, it's a brilliant way to kind of decide maybe which sort of crafty journey you're going to go on. But also quite nice if you have been crafting for a while to rediscover certain crafts, refresh the old memory as well. And because we're live and interactive, you can get the questions in. Yesterday, my first day back, we covered off mixed media. Today, we are looking at all things scoring. So, of course, the Ultimate Pro is going to be on this show. Your opportunity to pick that up on a brilliant deal for you. And like we said, this show is a bit of a blank canvas, really. We've got plenty to show you over the course of 2 hours. However, we want to show you what you want to see. We have had a lot of requests come through over the course of the last couple of hours. So thank you for those. We're going to try our very best to cover off as many of those as we can. What we certainly will do is where we've had sort of multiple people asking the same sort of thing, we're going to look at those for definite. But that's not to say that it's now too late for you to get your request or your particular demo that you want to see in. Ask us and we will do our very, very best to sort that out for you. One thing I will say before we get into the show today is the last day of our winter sale, up to 75% off on the website. We'll be covering that off a little bit more in Cartload a little bit later on this evening from 6, that's 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, where we're going to be bringing you some of the best sort of final deals as far as the winter sale is concerned. But do have a look, get online, see all of the deals. And because today's New Year, New Craft is all about scoring, you will find a lot of discounted items when it comes to things like the Ultimate Pro, when it comes to things like your scoring boards. We've got an essentials scoring bundle for you as well. So lots of discounted deals pertaining to the particular day that we've got within New Year, New Craft. As always, we're live and interactive. We have got Radical Rachel on the socials today, so fire the questions in. And before we say a few hellos, let us say the most important hello to the man who I can't get used to these new tags at the bottom of the screen. No, I know, but they're brilliant. The man who's the other side of the studio who will be leading this New Year, New Craft show. He is the one, well, you may call him Craig Laird. I call him the Hogmanay Hero 2023. Hello, Mr. Hero.
Oh, well, hello. Thank you for that one. If you insist on calling me that one, for anyone that's quite, it's not quite aware as to where that has come from.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't really matter.
No.
I am the Hogmanay Hero of 2023. No, I was on New Year's Eve down at Hobby Maker here in the UK, and they'd done a little award ceremony, and I was awarded the Hogmanay Hero 2023 award. So it's a one that I take with absolute pride and honour, and I insisted they didn't put it on my name strap. But, you know, yeah.
You should have heard him. Make sure you put that name strap up again with my title on. Make sure you do. He was like this with Liam. Get that strap up again. If you don't, you're in big trouble.
I was ready to go with the rock bottom. I was.
Yeah.
I was indeed.
Wedgie for you after the show. Anyway, we've already got a few requests which we're going to cover off, but you are pretty much happy to answer anything and do anything in the show, right?
We have, yes. So there's a couple of things that what we've done is we found the date or the time of the video that Sarah's done. So there's certain things I'll cover within this show. There's certain things, maybe in-depth things that, you know, Sarah done previously, that is definitely the best way to go when it comes to the inspiration, the ideas, the tuitions that you can do with the Ultimate Pro. But yeah, we've gone through the questions. You said it's still not late to feed your questions through. There's a couple of ones, basic ones we're going to start off with, because I know one of them that we get asked is, you know, say for instance Centura Apparel, what side do you score on? Or say in Centura Apparel, if you are creating your card blank, you know, if you're scoring, what way do you fold? Do you fold where you've got the dip or you've got that mountain? What way do you fold? And then also your cardstocks, your mediums, you know, your Centura Apparel, your linen cardstock, your acetate, your vellums, your mirror card. These different ones are things that we're going to look at to start with, because it is all about pressure as well. Sometimes things can crack, such as a linen card. You know I love it, it's my favourite, but depending on the pressure, it can crack. So sometimes it's just about the light pressure that you're putting, same with pattern paper. But as we go throughout the show, we're going to try and cover as many bases as possible.
Yeah, we are, but that's certainly where we're going to start, as Craig's talked about. But You guys get your questions in, anything else that you want to see, and what we'll do is we'll sort of regroup when we have little breaks and see where the comments are, see the kind of things that most people want to see, and we'll make it a really, really interactive show. Few hellos and then a little point of extra stuff that you can watch on top of this show. But we've got the wonderful Radical Rachel with us once again over the course of this show. Yep. Whoop, 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 whoop. Sarah Leahy joins us. Hello, Sarah. Saying hi, Ben, Craig, and Crafters TV. Geraldine Sidiku says good afternoon, Ben, Craig, and everyone. We have got Nicola and James steering the good ship Craft this afternoon. You've got a howdy. And she didn't laugh like that, actually. She sort of went... we've got Bonnie Fannenstiel, who says, good day. Good day.
Good day.
Deborah Pleasant says, good morning from Defiance, Ohio. What a place name that is, Defiance. I love that. Lynn Harvey says, hello again, Ben, Craig, the amazing CTV team, the wonderful social superstar Rachel, and everyone. Hi also to Jane Adams from Las Vegas. Hi to Shaddai, who says, good morning from a cold Ottawa. Hello, my Lord Ben. And Scotty Craig, CTV crew, member on the social. Carletta Morris is in from Arkansas. Cat Butt says, hi, Ben, Craig, my two bonny lads. Happy New Year, everyone. I will score more in 24. I love that.
I like that.
24, the year to score. Julia Tiverton says hello from Exmouth. That's my neck of the woods. Hello, Julia. Hi to Mary Beth Doyle in Minnesota. And also hi to Blessed Crafter Tina Jolly, who says hello from Chile, North Carolina. Craig, I had to go back and watch the rock clip after you mentioned it this morning, and I found myself cheering as well.
Oh, it was electrifying. We were talking about it in the break there, weren't we?
We were talking about it in the break. Where's he going to crop up next? Who's he going to be fighting? One thing I will mention on top of the shop, because I know Craig did mention this, if I can just find it, I will. Here it is. So, something to go back and watch if you want more as far as the Ultimate Pro is concerned, and in particular, if you want to see the magic ruler technique. Thank you so much to Radical Rachel, who delayed her lunch break to go back and check all of this out for us. So if she had a name strap, it would be Radical Rachel, most radical of the year 2023. That's what that would say. Masterclass, Ultimate Pro and scoring. It was the 4th of December last year, all right? And the particular bit about the magic ruler is 1 hour and 5 minutes in, okay? So that is the 4th of December 2023. Masterclass with me and Sarah, 1 hour and 5 minutes in, but the whole show is worth watching again because you'll get loads of info off Craig in this show, loads of info off Sarah in that show, so you've got all bases covered. Very quickly as well, before we get into the first sort of demonstration, the deal, if you do want to pick it up, is the Ultimate Pro, all right? So you're going to be picking this up for the price that you would pay. And again, you'll see over the course of the show, you've got your little booklet here, which explains so much, but it is all contained within this carry case here. The ability for you to be able to score, to measure, to trim, to do all of your embellishments, make your bows on here. You can create your boxes, you can create your shaped card blanks, you can create your envelopes, you can trim, measure, as we said, there's so many different things. It's like being able to carry your craft broom around with you in your hand. You're paying for that basically, right? And then on top, for free, we give you one of our glue tape pens. It's one of the original ones, so you get your 22 meters on there, 72 feet. You're also going to get for free, which I think is incredible, the boxer board. And then on top of that, we are really setting you off in the right sort of vein. We're giving you your Centura Pearl A3 Snow White Hint of Gold. You get actually 25 sheets in there. That's free alongside the boxer board and that tape pen. You're actually getting over £31, only £32 worth, over $40 worth of extras when you pick up the Ultimate Pro today. And don't forget, we have got the metric and Imperial versions available for you as well, depending on what measurement you use or what cardstock you use. Depends on which of the boards you will pick up. Right. Christine Mahoney says, Ben, please tell us what's up with that trophy sitting there. That's the trophy for the presentation lead of the year award.
It's well deserved.
It is. Thank you. Thank you so much. Where's your little trophy?
Out of the way.
Did you? Oh, did you? See, I display mine with pride. Oh, yours is quite small though. So
well, see, mine isn't legit.
What?
Mine isn't legit.
No.
And what I mean by that is this isn't the true, official, authentic hobby maker Hogmanay Hero 2023 award.
That's a dummy award, isn't it?
That's a dummy award, yeah.
Dummy of the year 2023.
Who's going to win that one?
Thank you for asking though, Christine. I know you asked yesterday, but you probably forgot. Feel free to ask again tomorrow.
Where are you seeing that? Christine's not asked that. Did you just make that up yourself? I'm on the comments. Christine never said. Was that just a ploy so you could then promote your? I'm just joking. Christine did ask that.
And also the trophy is, yes, solid gold as well. It's very, very heavy. I'm just very, very
Mine's
strong.
not.
Is yours? No, yours. No. No, I wouldn't do that with mine. It's too.
Like shatter.
No, it's because it's gold. I don't want to. Anyway.
Always believe in gold.
Huh?
Always believe in gold.
Yeah, because you are. And Nick Connie says, hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, my Lord Ben. Presentation lead of the year. Hello to our marvellous Mr. Hero Craig Laird. Woohoo, welcome to our amazing CTV team and Rachel, our social media specialist. I like that. Woo! Specialist. Right, let's get going. Let's make it nice and interactive and fun. So we are going to look at Pam Craven's question, which will then lead on to a question which I think has been asked sort of multiple times when it comes to the different way you score all of your different material. But Pam is asking about, once you scored, do you turn card over and fold? When you score, are you pushing fibres out if you then fold, or are you pushing them further and the card will crack, so you must now turn the card over? So how are we scoring? When are we turning? And then if we can then lead on to all the different types of paper and card that we would score.
Sounds good to me. So let's do that. Let's start on the side that you then, of course, score, and then where you fold. So let's take some white cardstock, white multi-purpose cardstock. We'll go into all the other cards there in a moment. So when it comes to our actual card, remember when you're scoring and you are using your Ultimate Pro, you want to have it on the handle at the left-hand side here. So where it comes to scoring, so you're going to end up folding on itself. So therefore, you're wanting to push the fibres through. So what I mean by that is, we're going to go onto the top. So this will fold in like itself there. So therefore, I want to push the fibres. I'm stretching the fibres, and what's going to happen as we go light, and I'll tend to do that quite often with all cardstock, where we just go light in a few times. So I'm pushing the fibres there, I'm stretching them. Then what we're going to do at this point is, this is when we fold in on itself. Mm-hmm. What happens is, if I go back and let's just score that again, just to straighten that up. Now, I know this is harder for you to see it, but because we've pushed down, what we are then doing is then we are just creating that flexibility for your actual cardstock to fold in on itself. If we were to do it the other way, Ben, whereas we've then got that indentation line and then we're then trying to pull towards us, what's going to happen is, because we have stretched the fibres, we're then going to stretch them even more, where they're then just potentially they're going to split. So therefore, if I go back, making it easy once again, you're going to score, and you're going to do that a few times, and then you're going to fold in on the score line. So you're then scoring and then you're folding away from yourself. Then that's then going to, on many occasions, stop any of the splitting or the fibres when it comes to the cardstock. So you're always then going in on themselves when it comes to the score, so scoring down in, and then you're stretching the fibres going on their back. So what we're then going to do is we're then going to come into a few other ones here. So the main thing is, when you're going in, you're going to then fold your card the way I've done it. Don't ever do it the other way, because then again, that is when you can then start to completely split the spine of your cardstock.
I almost want to see you do that.
What's that?
To see you do it wrong.
To split it. Might happen.
Okay.
Do the splits on the card, might happen.
No, I almost want to see you do it the wrong way. So that
do it the wrong way. I'm like, yeah.
Okay.
That's
you might
a good
do.
point. Might do.
All right.
What we're doing is we're going to go into the linen cardstock here. Now, the linen cardstock, that can be quite pernickety when it comes to, because it really is quite fibrous. Sometimes that can split. So it's all about pressure. So I'm going even lighter this time.
Is it anything to do with tool as well? Like
Oh, of course it is, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hence why, you know, you use the tools that you get when it comes to the collection. So you're wanting to use your ball tool that you've got, your scoring tool. And the reason being is, the reason that you've got the certain ball nibs on each of these ones is because it's the way that they nestle in. It's a perfect diameter, they match, they meet, they're perfect. So therefore, if we had a really, really, really thin, small ball tool, what's happening then, instead of you going in, and at the moment, that's nestled in nicely, which gives you a nice score. If that was even just a real fine point, Ben, what's then going to happen is you're then going to go all the way through your cardstock. You've not got your score line that's kind of holding and hugging
like a
the
track,
ball
isn't it,
tool.
almost?
That's it, yeah. Your actual end of your scoring tool is then going to go right through, and that's when you can also tear. So do make sure that you're using the right tools for the right job, hence why you get two of the proper scoring tools in with your actual Ultimate Pro. So just lightly in a few times, and you'll find with white multi-purpose and Centura Pearl, I'll go quite quick with something like a linen cardstock. Just take your time, just go smooth, don't rush it. I like to press lightly with my fingers first, then I'll go in with my bone folder, and then with your linen cardstock, you've got no cracking, you've got no fibres coming away, so it's about the pressure. The lighter the card, go really light with a number of times, but then you can see even face on that you've got no cracking from the linen cardstock, and that is one that can tend to split. So that is your linen cardstock compared to, of course, your white multi-purpose cardstock. So you've got that perfect score, then you've got that perfect fold and that perfect burnish. But then when you're thinking about things such as pattern paper, think of these ones on the same lines as your linen cardstock. Your pattern paper, you know, although they're an incredibly strong, sturdy, heavyweight paper, they're still lighter than, of course, a thick card such as your craft or your white multi-purpose. So again, if it's one that you tend to find pattern paper that is cracking, what we're just going to do is lightly, and notice as well, when it comes to something light, like a paper or a linen, I'm not going right up to the tip of the nib by holding it. What I'm going is I'm doing a little bit further back. A little bit, if you watch Leanne or that with her Aquablend pencils, you know how she tends to hold it back?
Yeah,
and then goes light. That's a good thing to get into the habit of with a lighter card or paper. Go a little bit further back, and then that is then going to automatically give you a lighter pressure. You're doing that light, and then what we're going to do is carefully, once again, fold it over, and then we're just going to give that a burnish. And then even on a pattern paper, what you've got is you've then got no cracking whatsoever when it comes to the actual seam of your paper. But then let's go on to something really fibrous and heavy, and then that is, of course, your craft card. So your craft, you're maybe then just wanting to go that little bit heavier. I would go a little bit heavier handed with a little bit more pressure here. So I'm going to come just a little bit further down by holding it, and I'm pressing just a little bit more heavier. And then I'm going to maybe do that an extra couple of times. So again, I'm going to fold over, and then we're just going to go in. I like to go in direct with my bone folder, and even on something that's so incredibly fibrous with your craft card, you've got no splitting whatsoever down the craft card that you can see there. Well, then we're going to go into a Centura Pearl. So a Centura Pearl, we're going to do the same. Think of that one as well, because it's round about the 300 GSM, i.e. your Centura Pearl, 310, your craft card round about the 300, but we're just going to press. We're going to press also with Centura Pearl. I'm just going to take care. What I would always say is do go back to the bone folder. That's what it's for. Because if I go there with my finger, you get a little bit of an uneasy edge. You can kind of see a little bit of a wobble when it comes to the Centura Pearl. And that's then the coating that you've got. So you can see it from up above. And then if we go face on, so this is me before I've gone in with my bone folder. And see if we can catch, you've got a little bit of a wobble to it. So therefore, go in and then give it a burnish, and then what you've then got is your perfect seam as well.
I'm impressed that you've done that on like darker Centura Pearl, because
that's why.
It's if there was cracking, it's going to show
up. Exactly. That's why I've gone for a darker one. I'm trying not to make it easy for myself. You know, it's easy to go with a lighter card and say, look at that, it scored perfectly, brilliant. You do a darker one, which is the one that sometimes you see the cracks, the creases. And then it's the same for something like a shimmer cardstock. If you've got a shimmer cardstock, we're going to go light. It's all about, to me, Ben, it's all about the pressure. The lighter the card in the paper, you want to go really, really quite light with the pressure that you're given, and then also about the pressure you're putting on the cardstock. Another one that you've got there that has got no cracking, no creasing when it comes to your speciality cardstock. But then we've got other cards. We've got a mirror cardstock. Now, a mirror cardstock with the card, you've got that coating as well. So for this one, remember, you're always then scoring on the top. So you're scoring on the top there and then scoring downwards that you can see. Look at my ears sticking out that little bit more. It's actually like a monkey, isn't it? It is like a monkey.
Look down. How reflective is our cardstock?
It's very, very reflective.
Brilliant.
Yeah. You know, doesn't look good. It's not great for the mirror, but you know what? Now this one, take your time, Ben.
Okay.
Take your time. I'm going to go in.
And you're being quite gentle again there.
I'm being quite gentle. Going in gentle because you've got that mirror coat in, you've got your card underneath, and then you can see where you've got your line. And this one, I specifically am going to go careful with my fold. I'm going to press with my finger. I'm not going to go too heavy when it comes to my bone folder here, but even when it comes to your mirror card that you can see as well.
Yeah.
And you can see that has opened quite a bit. So therefore, press light and then in a few times. So if you are wanting to do it so it's fully closed, then just go in light a few times and then you'll see you've got no cracking on your mirror cardstock. Go in with a couple more here. Let's go in with our shedless glitter card.
Oh, nice.
So shedless glitter card, we're going to go in. And for this one here, what I'm doing as well, same, quite similar to our mirror cardstock. I'm just going to go in. This one, I'm going light, Ben, but I'm going to go quite a few times because you've got your card, you've then got your shedless glitter on the top, and you have got an adhesive layer in between because it is a shedless glitter. So for that, what we're going to do is this one, I'm going to really take my time. I like to, for something like a glitter card when it comes to scoring, I like to, of course, just hold it down flat. I don't want this part to bend. If you've got one part that's bending over while you're trying to fold, what can happen is that could add extra friction on and then tear and split. So I'm just going to then hold it down at the base there. I'm going to fold that one over. I'm going to go in. I'm not going to go in with my finger with this one. I'm just going to go in direct, and then when we bring that in, also being a dark red shedless glitter, no cracking, no creasing, no nothing, the perfect way to score. And then a couple more. Let's go in with Vellum.
Here we go. I was hoping you'd do this.
Same lines as your pattern paper. For this one, we want to go really quite light. So I'm going to go light. I'm going to cut maybe a further bit back here, and then I'm just going to lightly press. I'm going to lightly press, not too much, 2, maybe 3 times, and then we can then fold it over. I'm going to go in, and I'm going to press. So we're going to press in. I'm then going to lift my vellum. I'm going to lift because depending on the thickness of your vellum, depends, of course, how flexible that it is. So for this one, because it's a light one, it's good for tracing. What I'm then doing is I'm just going to go in, just going to fold that in over on itself. That one I am going to press in with my fingers. I'm going to go in with my fingers, give it a good press down, in with my ball tool, and then we can see no cracking. And for that one with vellum, if you've seen a white strip, that means it's split. You've split it, and there's nothing there. You've got that perfect fold. Last but by no means least, acetate.
Oh, yes.
So acetate. So whether it's your construction clear acetate, whether it is your foiled acetate, for this one, Ben, this is probably one and only time that I'm going to go to that opposite side.
So now, I'm glad you came on this because I'm looking at the 2 tools that you get in your Ultimate Pro, and they've all got different sized
nibs.
And well, there must be a reason for that. But when do you use one and when do you use the other?
So I'll tend to use it on something heavy like a plastic
Right.
or an acetate. So I'm going to go into the back, because what we want to do for this one,
So which one are you using now? Sorry.
so that one I'm using, it's kind of like that flat edge
Flat
spatula I
edge.
said,
Yeah.
side. And for this one, I'm going to go probably the heaviest I can go, because you really want to mark that acetate. You want to really stretch that plastic of the acetate. This is the only time where I don't fold in on itself. I want to fold in the direction it's automatically pulling in. So what I mean by that is if I just score it so you can see, so I've scored that. If I lift, can you see how it automatically is wanting to fold in on itself?
Yeah.
So let it, because it's plastic. You're not going to stretch, there's no fibres to split here. So therefore your acetate fold in the direction it wants to go in. And then what you're left with is the most crispest, clean, scored acetate that you can see here. And even with the acetate, if you've got kind of a white shadow to it, that lets you know that it's, you know, it ain't perfect. Whereas that one, it's crisp, it's clean, it's see-through. So all of your cardstocks, all your mediums, with the exception of acetate, you're going to score and then you're going to fold in on itself. With acetate, once you've scored, it automatically, naturally wants to fold up. So let it fold up. There's no fibres or anything like that for it to crack. So therefore, let it do its thing. It's the only exception I would say that I can think of to hand where you actually score and fold in on itself. All your cards and your papers, you're then going to then score and then fold against itself.
I think that has covered off most of the questions when it comes to folding and scoring all of the different materials. Again, I think that was very comprehensive there from the Hogmanay hero. That is why he is the Hogmanay hero. Hi to Tess, who says, good morning, crafty lovelies. I absolutely love it when the boy band is in the house. Thank you. Julia Tiverton says, I have 4 Ultimate Pros, 1 in the going out of the house bag and 1 in each of the rooms that I will craft in. And here, this is an interesting one as well. Robbie says, I use both the metric and Imperial Pros. That way I can use US card and UK sizes. And I know we're going to have a quick break in just a second, but just explain that again, Craig, because obviously we've got the Imperial, we've got the metric, and I think sometimes people get a little bit confused as to which one they need. A lot of our US viewers have both, don't they?
Yes, they do. Ben, remind me, what is metric, what's Imperial? Because I get them mixed up all the time.
So we are Imperial.
So we're Imperial here in the UK.
Yeah.
So now both of them do the same thing. The difference is of course, if you use the UK, it's all round.
Are we metric?
Metric.
I can't be confused now.
I'm never good at remembering which one's which. I'm never good. So
metric. We're metric.
We're metric. I'm being honest and say I have no idea. I can never remember.
We're metric.
Remember.
And
so,
the US have Imperial.
Gotcha.
Yes.
So let's say for us in the UK, we are metric. So therefore, we are A4 cardstock. That is predominantly the main size that we work around. So therefore, the measurements within the Ultimate Pro is all worked around A4 in size. Now, when it comes to the USA, of course, your letter size. So therefore, your Ultimate Pro, when it comes to the measurements, like your folded cardstock and your envelopes, etc., is tend to be based around the letter size cardstock. They both do the same thing. It's just maybe the score lines are in different positions to take into account, of course, A4 or letter size. Now, for you guys stateside, the reason that a lot of you will also purchase our metric Ultimate Pro, the UK one, is because predominantly most of our cardstock is A4. So your Sarah's Signature, your Nature Garden, when you get your cardstocks and Tura Pearl, whether it's the linen cardstock, it's A4 in size. So therefore, you tend to go and you use your UK Ultimate Pro because you've got your A4 cardstock. So they both do the same thing. It's just about the lines, the positions are maybe in a different place to take into account the size of your A4 or your size of your letter cardstock for you guys stateside. But as I say, a lot of you stateside will also get the UK metric so that it works for the A4 cardstock that you tend to get within your Crafters Companion collections.
Thank you also, Celie. You're asking about envelopes, and again, this is something that we can look at. You say, I've been looking at this Ultimate Pro for a long while. Will I successfully make envelopes with this, or is it another board that I need? You can make envelopes with this, and I'm sure Craig will be happy to show you how to do that later on in the show.
Yeah.
Again, there are other boards that you can then add to your Ultimate Pro so that you can do more different size envelopes, different depths of envelopes as well. And also an interesting question, which you might be able to, I don't know, you might be able to answer verbally from Cat Butt.
Yes, Cat.
She says, what would be the best way to score long sections that don't fit on the scoreboard? That is so if you had like a really long bit of cardstock, for example, that you wanted to score, would you just move the
right? Okay.
Or?
So if
That's a good question, that.
That's a good question. So, Kat or Ben, Nicola, direct me if you think I'm following this wrong here. What I would say, so therefore I've got A3 here, which is of course longer than my actual Ultimate Pro. So let's say, for instance, I'm just going to pick a line here, just so it's in the middle to make it a little bit difficult for myself, but to prove the point. So I would think, so of course, if I was wanting to score, say for instance, this middle one, so what I would do is I would go so far, and I would go in with that channel, and once I get to a certain point, all that I would do is I would just move that down, and then I would continue up to the top that you can see here. So I would just keep moving it up and down that we can see. The other thing that it could be, and I'll just cover it just in case, let's say for instance, so let's go into here. And again, I'm just picking out sizes here just so that I can show you. It could be, say that you're wanting to do a certain, let's go in with these score lines here, because this is going to be a good way to show it. So it could be that you're wanting to then score, actually this is also good because it shows you it's bigger. So let's take, for instance, let's go in, that is our 1 inch, let's say 1 inch, right? So I'm going to score. So I'm going to go so far, so let's do what I've done there a moment ago, because it's a good way to show. Move it down and continue up. Now, depending on what your measurement is, whatever it is that you're making, say that you have run out of space there. There we go, we've only got so many lines here. What you can then do, remember, fold back on itself. So I can fold back on itself. Let's go in with our bone folder, and then I'm going to bring this one back in. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to etch that in to the side. I'm going to go straight in because I folded it one way, and then of course going up to that lip here, what I can do then is I can come along and then let's do our next one. So you can always just fold back one of the tabs there, Ben, and then have that end tab folded back against the tab, and then you can keep on going. You can keep going. I'm going to fold that in on itself, fold that back the right way that we had it. So that's a way as well. So if it's longer than you actually need it to be, just score, fold, butt that up to the edge, then of course, no pun intended, Cat, by the way, Cat butt,
I just got that,
get the edge. So you can do it that way as well. So you can either score and slide your card up, or then if it's the way that I was saying there, you can just fold back, butt up against the edge, and then keep on scoring.
Brilliant. Keep the questions coming. As I say, we've got plenty to be doing over the course of the show. And Seeley, we will look at envelopes for sure after a little break. Hi to Michelle McCarthy.
Yay!
He says, Happy New Year, everyone. What is the cut-off for saying that? Well, it's definitely not the 4th of January. I think I wished somebody Happy New Year in February last year. I think you're good to go until the end of Jan. Are we saying that? No? Middle of Jan? Oh, 10th of Jan? 8th of Jan? 4th of Jan's fine. Stephanie says, Craig, you are the bravest of demonstrators. I don't believe in all the years that I've been watching had anyone score all the different types of paper or card. You are a hero today. Well, he is. He's the Hogmanay hero. He is. And he is the scoring hero as well. And Jen Shank says, light bulb moment. I always forget how to fold the score. Thank you, Craig, for that simplified explanation. Right, we're going to take a short break. If you want to get the Ultimate Pro with the free boxer board, free cardstock, free glue tape pen, you can check yours out right now. There's your price. Keep the questions and comments coming through, and we will show you plenty more after this short intermission.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
When it started about 20 years ago, probably a bit longer because I've always been quite crafty, but I got into scrapbooking. When my youngest daughter was born, I decided to do scrapbooking. I got all this amazing crafty stuff that I put into all these pages. Really, I started getting into card making probably about 15 years ago, and then that was it. I have so many people that inspire me, and I have to say, and I'm not just saying it because I'm a crafter's companion, but Sarah Davies was one of the first people that I got to meet in the craft industry. My mum got me into crafting, so that's my main inspiration. So you can imagine how excited I get when I get to meet Sarah Davies. I mean, when I then got on this design team, when I got to work with Sarah closely, everything from then on was amazing. But my mum is definitely, or was, the most inspirational person in my life through my crafting. Gossip, I can't give you any gossip. I mean, that's between us. Do you know what? We were just literally in the green room. Everyone, it's just been done out, and John's been in there, and it's become this place where everyone just comes in, and it's just this gossip fest, and it's amazing because we're all such good friends, genuinely, and I know you all know that. But we have the most amazing time between us all. Me and Craig bounce off each other because we're very similar in our crafty ways. But also me and Debbie, we're full of giggles, and me and Jan and Corinne and Michelle, everybody that I work with is amazing. On the set and off the set, it's just incredible to work at Crafts Companion. Non-craft facts. Well, I have to say, I'm a bit of a singer and a dancer. I'm not good at either. When I was little, I did win a disco dancing competition for the school, and I come second to a Michael Jackson tribute, which I was quite gutted about because I thought I might have won that. So I used to do a bit of disco dancing, and I love dancing. I used to be part of an adult dance group, and it's something I'd like to take lessons.
Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get your hands on the latest crafty must-haves. Leave the hard work to us while you shop from the comforts of your own living room. Head to the Crafters Companion website to see our full crafty range, or hit the Shop the Day button to see all the new and exciting products featuring on Crafters TV. Once you've filled your cart, leave it to us to get your crafty goodies to you in super quick time, so you can get on with being creative. Crafters Companion, making crafty shopping a breeze.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to New Year, New Craft. Thank you for all of the lovely comments coming through as well. It has been a fab sort of first 40 minutes. Keep the questions coming through. Anything in particular that you want to ask, that you want to see, then I kind of feel that we've covered off a lot in those first 40 minutes, and a lot of people asking about all of the different sort of mediums that you can score. I think we kind of cover that off quite nicely. There are other questions still coming through, and I know lots of people want to see envelopes. So we're going to see that shortly. A lot of requests about boxes, which we can have a look at. And certainly too, I know Kirsty D, amongst others, was asking about making the bows as well. So we can show you the bow maker in just a little bit. But again, if there's anything else that you want to see, then do feel free to fire in those questions. If you want to grab the Ultimate Pro, it is a brilliant, brilliant opportunity to grab it today at a great price. Basically, what you're getting is the Ultimate Pro for $39.99 or $69.95, which is what you would expect to pay. We will look around this with Craig again in just a second, but this really, for you, is a one-stop shop when it comes to all sorts of crafting. You're going to get your Ultimate Pro. You're also going to get, for free, our glue tape pen. You're going to get your boxer board, and you're going to get your Snow White Centura Pearl in the A 3. That's all for free. But Craig, the Ultimate Pro itself is just a fantastic bit of kit, and literally you can do anything with this, can't you?
You can. There's so much. But then, of course, it's your card blanks, your shaped card blanks, your envelopes, your boxes, your bow. You've got your paper trimmer there as well. So many concepts are covered. But then one side here, what you have got is the ability, if you're starting off with your A4 cardstock, you can come along then and do things such as your gatefold A4 and A5 cards, concertina cards, half-fold A4, you've got your 5-inch square, but what you've also got as well when it comes to the Ultimate Pro is you've got your embossing lines for the fancy edges on the side of the cards. Not only that, on the opposite side, this is where you can then make the envelope to fit the cards. You can do your envelopes, all the corners when it comes to the envelopes that you make. You can do your embossed detail, your K cards and pop-out cards that can all be done on these ones as well. When you open up, what you've then got is more of your shapes for all your different K cards and pop-out cards with the star, the butterfly, the arch, the rectangle, oval. Then on this side here, what we have got is we've got our box maker. So we have got our box maker with the box base, the box lid. You've got centimetres, you've got inches. So this is where you can do your decorative parts for the side of the boxes as well, or use them for the side of your cards. This is then where your paper trimmer is going to fit. Now when it comes to this side here, you can put any of your boards. So with your boxer board, that can fit in there, so you've got your storage. Then what we've also got on the opposite side as we open up, this is where you're going to have your booklet that's there, giving you step-by-steps, and that's held into place. You've then got your blade for your paper trimmer, which works in conjunction together, and then you've also got your pegs there, 3 pegs and your scoring tool, all held together, Ben, when it comes to your Ultimate Pro.
Brilliant deal as well for you. So you're going to get today the Ultimate Pro for $31.99 if you're platinum, $55.96, and then on top of that, all of the other goodies for free, which is incredible. The boxer board, again, that comes with your full instructions as well, allowing you to make a whole host of different size and different style of boxes. You're also going to get your glue tape pen. That is the original one, 22 meters. And on top of all of that, you'll get your Centura Pearl in the A3. That's a Snow White Hint of Gold, 25 sheets for that price. Now, a lot of people going for this collection today. As we mentioned, lots more on the show as well. There's like an essentials scoring bundled for you as well. There is also loads of deals as far as Cartload is concerned later on this evening. It's kind of like a wrap up of our winter sale, so loads of great deals to be shopping for there. But back to this. Questions coming through, which we are going to tackle. Hi to Beverly, who says, hello Ben, Craig and the team. So glad that this show is all to do with scoring. Hi also to Kat, who says, thank you Craig, I can adjust my scores to whatever size I choose to make interactive albums. I've been using my paper trimmer. And just one or two questions about, and again, we can answer this quite quickly. So Christina is a case in point, asking about the Box boards. I mean, that on its own. Can you use that on its own, she's asking, or do you need to use the Ultimate Pro? Same with the boxer board. Do you have to have the Ultimate Pro to use that?
So, no, you don't. What I would say is the boxer board really is the one exception, whereas yes, you can use it on its own. Ideally, out of them all, this is the one I would say use it with your Ultimate Pro. The reason being is if you use it with your Ultimate Pro, if you're doing certain sizes or certain size boxes, you want them to be true to size, your cardstock. You want it to be measured in the correct place. So therefore, by the left-hand side of your envelope or the left-hand side of your Ultimate Pro, say we were to score at 2 inches, by me button up against that left-hand side there, Ben, that lets me know it's in the perfect position, and there I score at 2 inches. That's exactly 2 inches. This is where I was saying, yes, you can use it on its own. However, what you would have to do, Ben, is you've got no protection there at the side, nothing to hold it into place. So if to use it on its own, you would have to really go right to the edge, make sure it's bang on that edge, really hold it down, clip it down, or tape it down. Then come along and then score. So yes, it's doable to use on its own, but to have that kind of safety net at the left-hand side, I would say the boxer board, definitely worthwhile using it with the Ultimate Pro, hence why you get it. All other boards that we do that do also fit within the Ultimate Pro, for instance, your scoreboards, yes, they fit in there, but they are very, very easy to use on their own out with the Ultimate Pro because you don't need the protection of that left-hand side. So hopefully that helps.
And one final question, because we're going to come on in a minute, and Lee, we're going to do your request about an envelope. I've seen a few people mention that. Box we'll look at. A few people asking about the bows, which we're going to look at. And also a few people asking about the different shapes that you've got on there. So potentially might look at maybe like a K card or something.
I think
like
so, yeah. Even like a K card, pop-out card, we'll probably do the star.
Okay. And just before we get on to all of that, so you can see we've got lots to get on with. Jasmine's just asking, this is a good question actually. Can you cut on the scoring line so you don't have to use the scissors? So I suppose what she means is could potentially you put your craft knife into the groove to cut, or would you not recommend that?
I personally wouldn't recommend it.
Right.
It's one of those things that, are you going to do damage on the top of your Ultimate Pro? No, because your blade's going into the groove. It's one of those things, if you're doing that time and time again with the blade that's cutting into the plastic, one, it's going to dull your blade so much quicker, and two, you know, it's just something that I wouldn't tend to do, cutting into plastic when there's not the need to. So what I would say is, it's entirely up to you. I wouldn't recommend it, I wouldn't do it for myself, and I wouldn't do it on ours. It is, when you get it home, it is yours. The thing is, if you are going to cut with the blade and you're cutting into the channel, it's not going to affect the scoring channel. You're still going to get a light score because, of course, if you are potentially going to cut into the plastic, you're going to cut right into the centre. I'm going to ask James if we can go overhead and just kind of visually show you that with our ball tool, it sits nicely and nestles into the score line. Now, that fine point of that blade bend, that's going to go right into the centre. So therefore, if you do that, and come along and score afterwards, it's not necessarily going to then affect the score line. It's just that whole cutting into plastic when you don't need to do it. Personal preference, I wouldn't do it, I wouldn't recommend doing it, but when you get it home, it's yours. So if you want to do it, that's entirely up to yourself.
Excellent stuff. Thank you, everybody. Great questions from all of you. Keep them coming. Let's look at those 3-4 things we're going to tackle first, and it was Lee who asked about envelopes. So can I make envelopes on my Ultimate Pro?
Yes, you can. Now, remember as well, with the Ultimate Pro, great for beginners. However, there are so many experienced crafters out there, and you say it yourself, you've said it today, that you use it day in, day out, if not every day, every couple of days. So it doesn't matter whether you've been crafting a month, a year, or 10 years. So many you bring it out on a daily basis, mostly. So on that basis, yes, it's good for beginners. If you are experienced, then this is a nice starting point for all your other envelopes that you can do with our other scoreboards. This isn't going to enable you to do an infinity amount of envelopes. There's a lovely, nice selective size of envelopes that you can do. Then you can progress, obviously, onto our envelope maker and envelope plus, etc., etc. So the answer to that question is yes, you absolutely can. Now, what I would say as well, in the UK, when it comes to the actual instruction book, it's in centimetres. I know some is centimetres, a lot of us now are doing inches, but just so that you know, it is in centimetres. All of these guides, you can go on our Crafter's Companion website, go into the downloads, and then you'll find the manuals for all of our scoreboards, as well as the Ultimate Pro, so you can print them out, label them, put them into a binder like I've done as well. But this is your guide for your envelopes that you can be doing here. So for this one, I've got a bit of 12 by 12 ready to go. Instead of doing something simple like a 6 by 6, let's do a 6 by 3 envelope. So it tells me 6 by 3 envelope. It tells you the size that it's going to make. It tells you the size of card or paper that you're going to need. So for this 6 by 3 envelope, I'm going to need a piece of card or paper that's 21 centimetres by 21 centimetres. And then the lines that I'm going to need to use is C and F. So I've just grabbed some paper that we've got from the side here. It happens to be Christmas, which is irrelevant here. It's just to show you how to make the envelope. What I'm then going to do is if we go into the back of our Ultimate Pro, so let's go into this side here, and we're going to open it up. Let's do the cutting. So let's show you the actual paper trimmer as well. So for this one and your paper trimmer, we're going to open up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it that way because it's easier for myself to be on the left-hand side. We're going to come in with our paper trimmer and it's just going to slot into place here. we're going to come in with our blade, and what we're going to do is I secured it earlier on after we came off air. So we're going to open it up, and this just holds a generic kind of Stanley knife that you can get in a DIY store or a hardware store. So all that I'm going to do at the top part, I'm going to lift that up, and then we're just going to move that along to the notch and press in. That will expose the blade ever so slightly at that side. Close it, and then we're going to come in with our paper. So remember, it was 21 centimetres by 21 centimetres. It's inches on the top, centimetres on the bottom, so therefore I'm going to line that up along the bottom. What I'm going to do within this one here is we're going to go up to the 21 centimetres. So I'm at 21 centimetres here. I'm also just going to make sure that I am nice and flush along the bottom here, which I am. The bottom of your paper trimmer, make sure it butts up to that edge there, so that's giving you that straight edge. You've got that channel that runs through, and you've got kind of like a rectangle block as well at the actual the paper trimmer. So we're going to go into the top, we're going to lock down, and then we're going to pull right down to the base here. We're then going to move that in. That's cut 21 centimetres. We're going to turn that around, and we're going to go up to 21 centimetres again, down into here. Press that into the side. We're going to go in with our blade once again, lock that rectangle block in, pull down, and then that's given me my card on my paper, 21 centimetres by 21 centimetres. Then we're going to close it again. So I'm going to put our little latch on, and then we're going to turn it round to our envelope. So we've got our card, our paper, 21 centimetres by 21 centimetres, and we need C and F. So we've got A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and it's harder to see on screen, but you'll see it once you get yours at home. And it's embossed in as well. So it's not printed on, so it's not going to rub off or chip off. You've got it embossed. So there's A, B, so we need C, and we need F as well. So I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to go right up into the corner just here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm then just going to score at C. Notice we've got that lip, so if you're wanting that little bit of depth, then you can then score, lift, score, and that's going to give you just a little bit of depth there. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go right into that main corner. You've also got your letters at the bottom here as well, so if you're covering this first of your score line, you can see that it's here. So let's go in with the C. I'm going to turn that one around, and we're going to go in with the C again.
I see.
We're then going to turn that one around. So that is C and C, opposite ends.
Yeah.
So we're then going to go into the next two ends.
It's good to remember that as well, because I think people sometimes get confused with the different letters. So you go opposite side,
Opposite
C,
side.
FF.
Yeah, yep, opposite side. This time we're now going to go to F. So we're going to score at F, and what will happen is you will have a crossover, Ben. So I'm going to score up to the top, and then again we're going to go to that opposite side. We're going to cross over, put that into the channel, and we're going to go to F. So we're going to score like so. I'm going to move that out the way. What I'm going to do as a visual, Ben, let's bring in an art liner. So where we've got our score lines. So this is where our score lines come in. I'm just going to, because it's on pattern paper, it's always a little bit harder to see. So I'm just going to come along, there we go, there's that one. And the reason I'm doing this is just so it lets you see exactly where the actual lines are. And it lets you see where I'm away to then cut in a moment. So if I come into here and then along. So this is what I mean by it crosses over. You can see you've got your crossover points here. We're then going to come in with our scissors. So I'm going to chop that out and chop that out. And then we're going to do that on all four of them. And then as you start to chop, you start to see that envelope shape come into play.
And you've been using the UK version today, haven't you?
I'm using the UK one, yeah, because everything's predominantly A4 in size. I'm going to move that out the way. We're then going to go in, and then we're just going to score, lightly press with my fingers. We're going to then fold in, lightly press with my fingers. We're going to go into the opposite side. We're going to go into that opposite side, like so. We're then going to come along with my scoring tool. We're going to give that a burnish. We're going to cross that one over. We're then going to cross that one over like so. So we're going to open up here. We're going to go in with our tape runner. So let's use a tape runner that you're going to get. So where you've got your envelope, we're going to pop our adhesive onto there. And then we're also going to go in to here. We're going to hold and we're going to press that in, give that a rub here. And then what you can then do is, if you want to, is then you can then just fold that one over itself, meet up side to side, press. If you want to add your bit of adhesive on the back there to hold it in, fold back over. And then there we've got our 6x3 envelope that we've got into place here. If it pops over to the bottom, if it pops over the base there, what I'll sometimes do is just come along with, let's go in with one of these ones. Let's go in just a little bit of the scallop, and I'm going to kind of line it up ever so slightly just to get a lovely decorative point within our point of our envelope. I'm going to follow that through like so. Yeah. It's going to give us just a little bit of a different look. We can then just come along. I'm just going to follow that through like so. And then, of course, you can then just cut it straight if you want to, if you don't want a decorative edge. But then you've got a lovely fancy edge there. You've got your 6x3 envelope that we can see, so you can make your card, your little project. It could be a little money wallet if you want to. And then there we go. We've got our envelope.
And so, obviously, as you've just seen, you can make your envelopes with this. And just to explain again for people, I know people get so confused with the scoreboards. If we then got, say, the enveloper or the envelope box creator, those just then, it's the same sort of thing that you're doing, isn't it? But it just allows you to create more envelopes, right?
That's it.
Different sizes.
Yeah, so you do exactly what I do. So you follow those instructions, get your card cut to the size that it says. Not only that, do you follow the lines as well. The only difference, exactly as Ben says, is you can make much bigger envelopes. Not only that one you've got the ability to do a little bit of a depth of a couple of mils. However, with all of other ones, you can do a depth for, you know, an envelope box, 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 an inch, 3/4 of an inch. So if you love your depth and your decoupage, then of course, all your other ones, these are then just going to give you the ability to do bigger ones, thicker ones as well. So this is a really good starter for your card blanks, your shapes, your envelopes, your boxes as well.
Yeah, we've got plenty more to bring to you. Do keep the requests coming through. Anything else that you think of? It doesn't have to necessarily, you know, Craig, can you do this? It might just be a question about the actual Ultimate Pro itself, or indeed any of the other scoreboards that we've got. We will be looking at, in the second half of the show, the ribbon maker. Zoe's just saying, I keep meaning to try it. I reckon you could use the pegs to make tassels. Yeah. Potentially, I think you could. We will also be looking at box making for you too, because of course don't forget, not only with the Ultimate Pro you've got the ability to do that, but with this deal you're going to get that boxer board included as well. And of course, we've got plenty more to show you too. If there's anything that you want to see, I know we said we're going to potentially look at, if we get time, a pop-up card, the K card, which you can do with your Ultimate Pro as well. Loads to bring to you, but that doesn't mean that you can't ask a question or still fire in a request, because we have got another hour to bring to you. So let us know what you want to see. If you haven't yet got your Ultimate Pro, this is definitely the day to be able to buy it as part of our New Year, New Craft. All about scoring today. That's why we're bringing you all of these goodies when it comes to scoring at smashdown prices. So essentially today, whether you go for the metric or you go for the Imperial, as we've heard, a lot of our US viewers like to have both. This depends on the type of cardstock that you're using, of course, but whichever one you're going for, you're paying just $39.99 today or $69.95, which is the price of the Ultimate Pro itself. But then we give you all the freebies. We give you all of the extras. So for free, always handy, we're popping in one of our tape pens. That's one of the original tape pens, of course. So you're going to get 22 metres there, 72 feet to be playing with. You're also going to get your boxer board as well, and as Craig has shown you, that one slots really nicely into the sort of crooks of your Ultimate Pro, so you can store that one away nice and neatly and tidily. But that one again is allowing you to create lots of different sizes of boxes, custom designs, as you're seeing on the front of your book there that comes with it. So again, you get all the information as far as that's concerned. That is in Imperial and metric for you as well, depending on which side of the board that you use. And we wouldn't send you away without some cardstock to play with. So you're also going to be receiving within the bundle 25 sheets of our Snow White. That is the hint of gold, and you're getting that in A3 size as well. So in essence, what we're doing is giving you £31.97 or $40.93 worth of goodies when you jump in and get the Ultimate Pro today. All of those freebies, which are just going to help you get the very best out of your Pro. It's just gone 4 o'clock here in the UK. The day is flying by. It is day number 3 of our New Year, New Craft. We've covered off a lot so far. Today we're talking about all things scoring, and you guys are making it a brilliant, brilliant show, actually. You know, as much as you've got the presentation lead of the year this side, and you've got the Hogmanay hero over there, it's all about you guys. You guys have made this show. He's just done a little... do that again? Very good. What's that? Oh, sorry, yes. I didn't see that. I thought you said something else then for a second. Apparently Craig was dabbing his lips with a napkin like that in the break.
What was it? I remember whatever I said, I can't say live on air, but what was it I said, Nicola? It was about... Yeah. So, yeah, there was something... I was being cheeky about someone. I funny
Why did you look at me when you said that?
No.
Me.
I was being like funny, haha, cheeky about someone, and I didn't realise I'd done it. I just finished my lunch. Christina had made my lunch, so I just finished it. So I'd said something cheeky, and then I just went like that. I just dabbed myself. But apparently it was the way that I'd done it. Julia and Nicola just found it hysterical, because it was the way it was like a cheeky monkey in the comment that I made, and then I just dabbed my lips with my...
We had a few laughs in the lunch break, didn't we?
We did.
Lots of random conversations.
We've had lots of random conversations in that 2-hour lunch break, yes. Many, if not all, that cannot be repeated.
Yeah.
Certainly when Julia's about. Although, to be fair, today I started a lot of it.
You did. You think he's all sweetness and light, but he's the cheekiest monkey in the crafty zoo. He is. Don't be doing that. Look at him. Look at him. Right? He was getting me to do funny impressions as well, which I couldn't possibly repeat on the channel.
You could do Michael McIntyre.
I didn't realise.
No, I know you did, but you've done a good Michael McIntyre. That was good. Do Michael McIntyre.
Hang on a minute. I've just got to try and... Okay, here we go. Spin the wheel. Welcome to my big show. It's Michael McIntyre there.
You're so good. I'm not a fan of his, but...
I used to really like him, but this overkill has made me sort of go off him a little bit. Yeah. Spin the wheel!
Now do Billy Connolly. No, I'm joking.
We're not here to do impressions. We're here for New Year, New Craft. It's not New Year, New Impression.
Oh, that's a good show.
That is a new impression
That
for
is
the
a new
new
one.
year.
No, I've not heard you do that before either.
Just one that I keep in the locker.
In the wheel.
We should have used that for Spin the Wheel last year, said Rachel.
Spin the wheel!
We should have done. Why didn't I think of that? Spin the wheel!
There we go.
Spin
Noted.
the wheel.
That's it. Spin the wheel
the
next year.
wheel.
This year.
Yeah. Right, no, we're not here to do impressions. We're not here to do that. We are here to look at the Ultimate Pro. We covered off envelope making. There were 3 more things we were going to do before we moved on. The next thing,
ribbon. Bow.
Bow. Bow making. Now, interestingly, I'm sure you mentioned this, I might have dreamt it. I'm sure you said to me you'd never used on air the bow maker before.
Nope.
But you're going to do it now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're doing a box next though, apparently.
Oh, are we?
That was the plan, apparently. Oh, Nicola says it was a box, not a bow. However, if you want to swap it over, she's not going to argue.
Will we do a bow?
It's up to you. Bow or box?
It's only going to take a minute or 2.
Yeah.
Well, I hope.
Yeah.
I've not used it. I don't use it. You guys know I do my own bows at home. But I know not everyone find it easy to do a hand-tied bow without the aid of something like a bow maker. So let's do it. I've got my ribbon here. So let's bring in some ribbon. You can tie your bow off the rail of the ribbon, of course, so then you're not potentially wasting what you don't need to waste. But if we come along, let's go in and let's take our 2 pegs.
And you get 3, but you only ever use 2, right?
You really, yeah. I'm just thinking off the top of my head, you would only ever need 2 of them. You would need 2 of them. But what you've got is, you know, depending on the width of your ribbon, you can do really small ones, of course, but then you can do, you know, really large ones. So if you've got some of that wire-based ribbon, that really fancy ribbon, you want the big full bows, you can do that. You could do a mediocre, but you've got all the different options when it comes to the sizes of the bow. So let's go in with the 2 medium ones. What we're going to do is we're going to then take our ribbon. So we're going to take our ribbon and then we're just going to then fold it, you can see like so. So side by side around each of the pegs. What we're then going to do is we're then going to cross over. So we're going to go, so this left-hand side one here, what we're doing, Ben, is we're going to cross over the top here. Then what we're going to do within this one here is we're going to tuck that one under and then we're going to pull that under so you can see there. We're then going to fold that over. And then what we're just going to do is we're just going to tie our knot that we can see there, give that a pull, lift up, and then there is your little bow.
Do another one.
There we go. So let's take another one then. So let's do that. Let's do a little bit of a bigger bow. So again, this time I'm just choosing to just cut my ribbon. So let's go in once again. So we're just going to wrap around that we can see here. Then with this one, what we're going to do, remember from this left-hand side, we're going to cross over the top of the right-hand side. That then means that we can then tuck under and then pull through, cross that over. We're then going to come along and we're just going to then tie that. So we're just going to take that through our loop within the middle. And then we're just going to then pull. We're going to lift, and then we've got a bit of a bigger one. And then let's just do one more, but let's do a smaller one. But what I'm going to do within this smaller one is I'm going to take a thinner ribbon that I've just got within my stash here. So let's just take, what have we got? Here we go. So I'm going to take, now you could do this with a thicker one. The only thing is, if it's going to be quite small, it means that it's going to be quite chunky. So let's take my bow that we've got here, my ribbon that we've got here. So once again, for that one, so let's do it that way. We're going to then cross that one over. So as that comes from the left-hand side, we're crossing over. We're then just going to feed that one through and we're going to pull through. Yeah. And then as we pull through, bring it over the top and then we can then just tie that. We can then tie that in.
Tiny bow.
We're just going to then pull it up. We're just then going to then you can either take your pegs out, or of course if we're going one way, we would watch then, I suppose, maybe that's not a small, oh no, I could do, there we go. Just give that a little pull up over the top of your bow, and then we can see there, we've got a really, really diddy bow.
A diddy bow?
That you've got.
That is super
your
cute.
Diddy bow. So you've got a larger one, and we can even go larger, of course, larger and thicker.
Is that, so are those two sort of, we could go bigger than, what's the biggest one you can do?
So, so the biggest one is, let's go.
Come on, here we go.
Side by side here.
Here we go.
So we can then turn that one around like so. So we're going to cross over. We're going to tuck that one underneath. We're going to pop that over the top. Now for a big one like this, what I would probably do, Ben, is make sure that my ribbon is a thicker ribbon, but it lets you see that if we take them ones off, you've got much more of a bigger one. But then what you can also do is then you can do like double wraparounds and that as well. So you've got double loops, all these different fancy ones that you can do as well. So you've got a real large one. So say if I'm doing a real large one, I would probably do one that's got more of a thicker ribbon to it. But you've got a medium one, a smaller one, you've got a diddy one, and even then you've still got all these different sizes in between because you can choose where you want to put each of the pegs.
That is brilliant. Kim just says, my bows never turn out like that. I need to try again. I think just watch this show back and follow Craig, and then hopefully the more you do it, the easier it will get potentially. Just also to say, I know a few of you have asked about the magic ruler, which we're not covering on this show. However, 2 things to say on that point. The first one to say is we found the show where we originally showed that. He says, now looking for it. That was back on the 4th of December last year. It was a masterclass with me and Sarah, and it was an hour and 5 minutes into that show when she tackled and talked about and demonstrated in quite great detail, actually, the magic ruler technique. I would just say go back and watch the whole show because, again, you're picking up loads of great ideas and demos and hints and tips from Craig. You're only just going to take in more knowledge from Sarah as well, so you get the best of both worlds with information from Craig, information from Sarah. But if you want to see that show, it's there for you to go back for. But what we are doing our very best to do is off the back of this show, we have our 24/7 Crafters TV. We are trying to pop that show, that hour 2, where she uses the magic ruler technique, straight after this show. So if you stay tuned, you should, Gremlins allowing, see that show straight after, see that hour with the magic ruler. If not, as I say, you can go back and search for it yourself. December the 4th, masterclass, 3 o'clock UK time, and it's the second hour, 5 minutes in. Dawn says, you used a bow maker.
I did indeed.
Yay! So we've done bows, we've done envelopes, we've done card scoring. Another thing you guys wanted to see, boxes. Boxes.
Boxes. Let's do boxes. So let's bring the box maker in here. So this is where we've then got our box maker. Now our box maker, these lines here are half an inch in depth between each of these guides here. So you've got half an inch, you've got half an inch, you've then got your 1 inch, 1.5, 2 inch, etc., etc. Now what you've got as well is box base on one side, box lid. What I'm actually going to do, if you are familiar with our other scoreboards, let's turn it the way that you're probably going to be familiar with it. So your box lid is on the left-hand side and the box base is on the right-hand side. What you've also got, where is our scoreboards, like the boxer board, it's inches on one side and centimetres on the other. The only difference with this one here, it's because it's compact, inches on one side and then centimetres on the other. So you just use it whichever way that you feel comfortable using it. So let's go in and then let's make a luxurious box from that A3 that we've got. We're going to use the actual, what we're going to use, let's think, decisions. Or let's, tell you what, let's keep it simple for the fact of what the show is, new year, new craft. So let's bring in white multi-purpose cardstocks and Centura Pearl, linen card, whatever you want. It's about talking you through. And just to say as well, Ben, that is why it was myself that had said, I'm not going to do that magic ruler for the simple reason, one, it would take me a lot longer than Sarah does it. I do know how to do it, but it takes me a bit longer. It takes me longer to do it, there's less things I can show. And that's only a month ago today that Sarah and Ben done that show.
Yeah.
So I just thought it made sense for me for you to go back and watch Sarah do the magic ruler, and then I can then show you a lot more other things as well. So just in case you wonder why I'm not doing it, that's why, because then I've got more time to do everything else. But let's go in with the box here. So all that you're wanting to then do is you're just thinking about, of course, the depth of the box that you've got. So you've got your half inches, as I say, half inch, 1 inch, 1.5, 2 inches, I said before. Box lid, box base, inches and centimetres. So what I tend to do as well, let's bring in, I'm going to bring in a bit of card, because I tend to like to write something down. What I mean by that is, let's say, we're going to keep it simple again. We're going to go, let's say a square box, Ben. Say I want the actual base of the box to be 4 by 4. So therefore, my card, my box, is going to be, so it's 4 inches by 4 inches. Then what I do, I always do this before I do a box, because it means then I'm doing all the working out before I commit. So say my box, I want it to be, let's say, 1 inch in height. Therefore, my card is 4 inches plus, I'll need 1 inch and 1 inch on each side.
Right.
And then the same, I need 1 inch and then 1 inch. So therefore, for a 4 by 4 box with a 1 inch height, what I'm going to need is a piece of cardstock that's 6 by 6. So let's take our cardstock. I'm then going to go in with our trimmer again. We're then just going to close that up. Let's go back into the middle, and then I'm going to turn it around. It's always easier for myself for it to be on the left-hand side. So we can then go in. Let's take our blade once again. So I've put it back in the housing here. So we're just going to lift it up, move it along, click it into place. That's as good to go now. So cardstock 6x6, and I need 2 pieces that are 6x6. So we're going to go up to the 6-inch mark that we can see here, and then we're going to make sure that's flush against the base. I'm going to then make sure that's held in nice, secure, and then I'm going to cut down, turn that around, and then let's do the same, 6x6. So let's go up, and then we're just going to cut. Then we've got 6x6. Move that out the way. Let's do that once again with our next piece. Into the 6, make sure that that's flush. The reason I want that to be flush is if it's not, Ben, and say it's moved out, you're not going to cut straight.
Okay.
So that's why I keep saying make sure that you're flush at the base here. We're then just going to realign that so it's nice, it's straight. We're going to go in, cut, and twist to the size that we want. So now that I've got my 2 pieces of cardstock that are 6x6, what we can then do is close this up once again. We're going to take that up. Let's move that in. Let's go back. We're going to turn that around here. And then for this one, let's go that way, back in, and then we're going to then close that one. So I've got my box base. Again, let's do it so it's my inches on the side. So it's bringing our card. So when it comes to our cardstock, bring in my scoring tool. Remember, because I said I want it to be 1 inch in height, so this is our 1 inch, so half an inch, and then we've got our 1 inch. So I'm going to lightly press a few times. We're going to twist, and then we're going to lightly press a few times, twist that around, and we're going to do that on all 4 sides.
Okay.
Run that in, around, and then twist. So that's going to be my box lid, because we've done it on the box lid side. This time what we're going to do is we're going to come along to the box base side. Now these are still, technically, you would think half an inch, 1 inch, 1.5, 2 inch. It's a little bit out, just to take into account that space for the base. So we're still going to go up to the side, and then we're going to then score at our 1 inch. Now for this one, I'm just going to score down on itself, twist, turn, and then we're going to do that all the way around. What we're then going to do is once we've done that, we're going to then take our ball tool or our scoring tool that we keep using. We're going to fold that in, and then we're going to give that a burnish all the way around, turning, twisting, giving that a good sharp burnish. We're going to then take our, what will be our lid, and we're going to do the same. So it's very repetitive. Once you've got your cardstock cut to size, and notice both pieces, even although one's going to be lid, one's going to be base, I cut them both to 6x6. So it's not one that's 6x6 and one's a little bit smaller or one's a little bit bigger. They're exactly true to size. Then we're going to cut down. So where we've got our score line, we're going to cut down to that score, and then we're going to take a little notch out. When it comes to the notch, as long as you've cut down to that score line, Ben, it doesn't matter whether it's a little notch or whether it's a big chunk of a notch, as long as that you've still got a tag that you can then come along and attach it with. So let's cut down and then a little notch in. So taking our next one, and we're just doing exactly the same. So we're just going to then cut a little notch. Let me just neaten that one up, work our way round into each of these corners so that we've got our little glue tab. We're then going to then finish that last one around, cut, take that out, and then onto each of these we're going to take our tape runner that you get included as well. We're going to add our adhesive onto each part. We're going to take our next one, which is going to be the base. And at this point, if you're using the same colour cardstock, don't worry about if you've forgotten what one's the lid and what one's the base, because you'll soon remember once you come to pop it together. If you're using different cardstock, you can, of course, just put maybe like an L for lid, B for base, and a little pencil mark, something like that, as a little reminder.
L for lid, B for Bruce, did you say?
For Bruce.
What did you say?
For base.
Oh, base.
It's all about the base, Ben.
All about the bass, about the bass.
Yeah, no treble.
No Bruce.
No Bruce. Bruce. Let's take our next one. Bruce is from Matilda, isn't he? Yeah.
Bruce Bogtrotter.
Yeah,
He does eat the cake. You watched that? It was on TV again over Christmas.
Is it?
It's one of those movies that I do enjoy watching over and over. Nicola was just saying she was on a flight once when there was someone watching it multiple times on the flight. Was it you? Yes. It was who? I was a guy who just kept watching it, apparently. Obviously a big Roald Dahl fan. In the meantime, look at this. Perfect box with lovely lid and Bruce. Space.
So 4 by 4, and then we've got our 1 inch in depth. So that's where I got my 6 inch from. 4 inch plus 1 inch plus 1 inch. That gives me my 6 by 6, score at 1 inch all the way around, or it could be half an inch, 1.5 inch, 3.5 inches. You've got all these score lines that you can use, and you can do that with many, many cardstock. When it comes to boxes, I would tend to be inclined to do 250 GSM onwards. If you are doing it a little bit lighter, what I would then do is decorate with mats and layers, but a lot of them I tend to do with a white multi-purpose, clean, crisp, simple, and then I'll decorate with any pattern papers. But then there is a box. So we've done our envelope and we've done our box as well.
Absolutely brilliant. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the show and getting everything you need out of it. Just to say as well, Cindy's asking about the magic ruler. Is it a certain technique? It's all in here. And basically what it is if Craig will correct me, I try to describe it in my words, but it's when you're trying to make a box for something perhaps which is a little bit more like, say for example, you're trying to make a box for this amazing award, for example. It's not like an actual ruler that you've got in here. You're using like an excess piece of cardstock to actually create the magic ruler, which you then use as your measuring guide to create the actual box. It's all written in here for you, but you don't get a magic ruler in here. You create it from an excess piece of cardstock with the Ultimate Pro.
You're spot on. Absolutely. Yeah. That's exactly what it's all about.
Yeah, yeah. And if you want to see it in action, after this show...
Ben's going to show you.
I am, yes, I'm going to... No, I'm not. Sarah's going to show you, digital Sarah, on the show that we've already done, back on the 4th of December. It will air after this show, and it will be 5 minutes into that show where Sarah will explain it all. She does like 2, maybe 3 different things with the magic ruler. A question from Kat, who said, I usually use the middle scoring tool. What is the difference, please?
Middle scoring tool. Middle scoring tool.
Does she mean like the middle-sized ball on the end of the tool?
Yeah.
So what's the difference about the different sized balls on the end of the tools?
To be honest, I don't think, as far as I'm aware, and as far as the way that I would use them, there's not necessarily, you would use one for one or one for the other, because all of your score grids, whether of course it's the decorative edges, whether it's for the envelopes or the boxes or the K cards, all of the depth of the score lines are exactly the same. So whatever you feel that you get more of a nice, smooth impression, use either one. I wouldn't say there's a right or a wrong one.
Okay, sorry. And Michelle's just saying Bruce is one of the renamed reindeer. Yes, I remember that from our show. Dawn says the Ultimate Pro is the very first Crafters Companion product I purchased way back when Sarah first brought it out. It's still a brilliant idea and I love it. Now, anything else that you want to see, I would say now is the time to get those requests in. I know we've had a few requests of people wanting to see acetate being scored with our amazing glitter paste, which we're going to come on to in just a few moments' time, but we thought it might be a good opportunity to remind you of the mesmerising glitter paste that we launched yesterday with Leanne. Boom, shakala, your showstopper, absolutely incredible. You're going to get all of these 8 mesmerising glitter pastes, which have that ability, almost like a chameleon, to change colour depending on their surroundings, depending on how the light source hits them. It is just such a clever concept. And you'll see in a video that we're going to show in just a few moments' time, actually, just how much these do change as the light hits them differently. I can sort of show you on the boards here, but the 8 different colours that you're going to get are your Equinox, you're going to get your Wood Nymph, you're also going to get, oh yeah, I didn't say it right, you're going to get your Equinox, you're going to get your Wood Nymph, you're going to get your peacock, you're going to get your enchanted lake, the beautiful mermaid's tail, you've got that stunning mystical ocean, one of Leanne's favourites from yesterday, that rose garden, and then your moon bloom in there too. You'll see these in much more detail in just a second in the video with Leanne from yesterday. Alongside those in the showstopper, you're also going to get 18 stencils to be playing with, all brand new as well. You've not seen these before. A few people saying, are these the ones that you launched with the glitter paste? No, they're all brand new. So you've got your first set here, which is called your geometric decor, contains one of the favourites from yesterday, which is that beautiful Greek key design. With each and every one of these, you get that beautiful border strip, you get your icon, and then you've got that stunning 8x8 background stencil as well. You'll notice with all of these too that you do get that wider border, so you've got that kind of run-up room, if you like, that sort of, it's like buffer zone should you need it, so you're not going to get glitter on areas of your project you don't want to get it. That's the beautiful sun rays. Also in this set, you've got that stunning laurel leaves collection, again, border, icon, and then your background, and then you get 3 sets of these 3 slightly smaller stencils, really stunning designs. The elaborate trio here brings you more swirls, more flourishes, a bit more of a regal look to them with that damask design that you've got going through the one on the bottom. You've got your interlocking trio there as well with 3 more beautiful designs, and then to finish, again, love the sun rays there in the contemporary trio alongside the beautiful little stars, and then that stunning sort of zigzag design. All of those make up your showstopper. If you budgeted for and you can get the showstopper, absolutely do it. It's the best way to go. At £80 or $99.20, you're basically saving an extra £10 or $10 when you go for the showstopper, rather than putting these into your basket individually. If budget doesn't stretch, or maybe you just want to give the glitter paste a try, you can go individually on Indeed. The glitter paste and those stencils as well make up your own little mini bundle. And just before we see the video as well, it is worth bearing in mind that if you are new to us, you've joined us because you want to start up on your paper crafting journey, you've not yet shopped with us, join the Club Inspire. It's free to do. It's on the website. Sign up. We need your email address, your name, you create a password, and then you're in. You'll save 20% off your first order. So this price in the purple box here will be yours. And then after that, you're going to basically obtain points for every £1 or $1 that you spend. The more points you get, the further up the rung you go, the higher up the rung you go, the more you save. Definitely lots of benefits to be joining in with Club Inspire. But as I mentioned, we launched the mesmerising glitter paste yesterday. It was our showstopper, and who better to launch the mesmerising glitter paste with than the wonderful Leanne. And here she is in the video explaining and showing you all of the different colours, and also showing you just how versatile they are on all the different surfaces that you can lay them down on. So have a look on this, and when we come back, we'll have a look at scoring with the glitter paste and acetate right after this.
They're absolutely amazing, Ben. So what we've got here is our brand new range of mesmerising glitter pastes. And what we've done is create a beautiful glitter paste with all of the properties of our previous glitter pastes, how you use them, and how versatile they are. But we've given you a coarser, chunkier particle, which gives you this beautiful colour play. And we've included more than one colour in the pot. So you get this colour shift and change and high intense sparkle refraction of light. That was Enchanted Lake. I'm going to put my glasses on just so I can tell you the rest. Then we've got Peacock.
Wow.
And what you'll see here, look, the dark navies, the violet in there, also the teal, that jade green, the gold. You can see as I move it how that glitter paste colour shifts and changes. Then we've got my favourite Equinox. I absolutely love it. You've got all of those jades, golds, bronze, green. Oh my word, it is so beautiful. Look at the colour shift and change. And this is what will happen for you in your projects. Then we have Mermaid's Tail. Mermaid's Tail really is that beautiful. It is a mermaid's tail.
It is, yeah.
You've got that lovely aqua, you've got the gold and green, the navy, the azure colour in there as well, which is really lovely, that beautiful topaz look to it. And you can see that beautiful colour shift, refraction of light, and the intense shine and sparkle that we've got in all of these pastes. This one, Moon Bloom, absolutely exquisite because it's got that lovely gold, rose gold and kind of bronze all the way shot through that beautiful pink underlayer, which is fabulous. Then we've got Wood Nymph. Wood Nymph is, again, a beautiful, and it really does have that lovely shift of colour from the deep teal through the emerald, through the gold green, and through the lime colour there. Gorgeous. That's very Elvira for me. And then we get the Mystical Ocean. That's the one we've just been using on the Neon Dreams pad, where you can see it's beautiful with the lilacs and the azures and the navies. Looks absolutely glorious. And then finally, my second favourite, Rose Garden, which is beautiful. You've got through the greens, the rose colours, the rose golds in there. You've got a little shot of blue and lilac in there. It's absolutely exceptional. I love it.
And I think it's safe to say as well, like we've looked through all of those amazing colours, but the other amazing thing about these is that they go on to, Leanne, don't they? Pretty much anything?
Everything, yes. So let me just show you a few things that we've got. Here, I'm just reach over and get this one, a slate coaster.
Oh, yes.
So this is very subtle. I love it, but this is with Equinox, and you can see as it's dry, it really does show that glitter and shine a little bit more. This is with Rose Garden, so you can be customising your slate coasters if you want to. This was an MDF tag, and you can use it on your MDF tags if you want to. These are just some little pieces that we did earlier where you can see on a cardstock. That's Rose Garden, and look at the colour shift and change in Rose Garden there. And the colour shift just become more obvious when it's dry, Ben. When it's wet, it interferes with the refraction of light a little bit, so it's easier to see that colour change when the piece is dry. And that's the same colour, by the way, on black. So you can see the difference between using them on black and on the white cardstock.
Look at the colour change on the black.
Look,
wow.
It goes from the green through the Rose Garden. It really is beautiful. Let me do it this way for you, so you'll see it that way easier. There we go. Greens and blues through to the Rose Garden. Absolutely gorgeous.
Amazing.
Use them on your candles.
Oh, yes.
So you see here we've decorated a candle. Look how gorgeous that is. And I have to say, loving this freestyled little border on the bottom of a candle.
Yeah.
Really, that's going to be the future for me. You can apply it in a thin layer and have it delicately, or you can apply it in a really thick layer and have it very dimensional, standing up off the top of the candle, entirely up to you.
And just to reiterate, we can burn those then, can't we?
Yes, you can burn them very safely. I've tried that out for you. And then this has to be the best.
Oh, yeah, the acetate.
So on acetate, we've done the ombre. Look how fabulous. And James is going to come in really lovely and close for you to see in those little windows, the particles. There we go. You can see the size of the particle. You can see them dancing with the light, how they're changing the colour. And that's just onto acetate. 3 different colours. We've got Equinox, we've got Rose Garden, and we've got Mystical Ocean on there. And look, it's like a little disco ball of fabulousness, isn't it? I really do think that shows you what I mean about the larger particle, which really does refract the light very well and give you that colour shift and change. Now, shall I show you just very quickly, Ben, how to put it down?
Absolutely, that'd be brilliant.
So I've got here a piece which is Harmony Water Reactive ink, orange and yellow, a little bit of faux bleaching. I've got some repositionable adhesive on the back of my, it's come off. I'm going to put a bit more on because I don't want it to move. There we go. On the back of my stencil. My stencil's just been took out the bath. It needs a bit of a better clean. It's got some bits of blue on there, but you'll have time, more time on your hands than I have. Okay, and then I'm going to use Equinox.
Of course you are.
Of course I am.
It's been your firm favourite today, I think.
It's been a firm favourite. That and Rose Garden are the 2 that I tend to go for the most. And then with this glitter paste, when you spread it on, because those particles are larger than in our original glitter pastes, you just need to make sure that you're getting them into the spaces on the stencil, because you don't want to pick those particles up and remove them with your palette knife. And I'll just show you there. If I press too hard, did you see how I've been able to remove it there?
Yeah.
And that was just too much pressure. So you're gliding over the top to put that in place. If you scrape it down, you're removing it. You can see that there. So I just want to show you that because that is a little bit of a different technique to the original glitter pastes. And then don't clean the excess off your stencil. until you've removed it.
Yes.
Because by trying to clean it, you've just seen there, what you will do is remove some of that paste, and you don't want to do that. You want to leave it on. So we leave it on, and then we clean off the stencil after we've removed it. Okay, so once we've got the paste on there, to remove the stencil, it's one confident pull. And it doesn't have to be fast, it just has to be one smooth motion. So you're not whipping it off quick, but you're not lifting and peaking, lifting and peaking, lifting and peaking. You're just deciding, I'm going to remove it, I'm removing it now, one confident pull. And you've got the most exquisite designs. Now this is going to get removed. Can I just show you that before I wiggle this at you? So I'm going to get a spare piece. This could be a piece of scrapbook paper or something from the Neon Dreams. At this point, put that down so you can use it again. Could be an inked background, Ben. Imagine whatever it is you want it to be underneath other than a piece of basic white card. Then go and do your clean up, and you're just taking all of the paste that is around your stencil and you're redistributing it into the stencil spaces. So you're kind of trying to pick it off. You can see that there. But then I'm just redistributing into the spaces. And so I'm taking it off the actual stencil background, comes on my palette knife, redistribute. And then what you will create is a practically clean stencil that will not require much cleaning in your stencil bath at all. But what you will have is a really lovely, just get that up. There we go. A really lovely, more distressed design.
Oh, that's
and
great.
That's the second use. And you see there's hardly any paste left now to go into that stencil bath. And that will still catch the light beautifully. And that's almost the waste. That's the second coming, if you like. Because it's got all of that lovely refraction. Now, this is the one I've just done.
Yeah.
And this is still wet, so you can still see some of that lovely colour change in there. But I'm just going to grab one that I did earlier that is dry now, and you'll be able to see the colour change much more once it's dry. Look how beautiful that is, from the golds and the greens to the coppers. It's absolutely unbelievable.
This is where you see it best for me here.
Let me just show you. Right, so
look at the green underneath now. I mean, oh my goodness me.
Look at the change.
Yeah,
and
incredible.
It goes all the way to the top and then back again. So that's that beautiful colour with those particle sizes, the type of particle we've put in here, that colour interference. That's what you're going to see yourself when it's to try and do it this way for you as well. That's, look.
Oh yeah, oh yes.
That's what you're going to see yourself, because you'll see it in your natural eye, in the natural light, so much easier than you can see it in an unnatural studio light. But I think that's managing to show you that colour shift and change right there in front of your eyes. It's incredible, isn't it? And it will improve as it gets dry. Makes it much, much easier for you. You will have the best time with these, and you're going to use them on canvas, on fabric, on coasters, on wood, on pottery, on glass, on mirror, on slate, on wax, on paper, on card, on vellum, on acetate. There, on sneakers, on denim jackets, on leather, on felt, on velvet. There is just, you can't name a surface where I'm going to say to you, no, you're not going to be able to do that, it's not going to stick. It will stick, and it will be permanent to hand wash in hand hot, or if you're putting it on fabric at 30 degrees on a synthetic cycle in your washing machine, preferably a non-biological powder, but you're going to be able to wash it as well. It's the most incredible glitter paste, and can I say, if you've had glitter paste in the past and you haven't had a good experience, don't let that put you off trying our glitter paste. Please try them, because we've put all of the effort into making sure that it will just perform for you, and it will do whatever you ask it to do.
There she is, marvellous Chibs. I was just smiling then because we were chatting yesterday about the funny little elf on the shelf style memes that Craig and I were doing over the Christmas period, and Leanne was a big fan of Chibs in a sieve. She liked that. She really did like it, yeah. My favourite was Sarah on a carbonara.
My favourite was Lily on Free Willy.
Lily on Free Willy was also a good one. What else did we have? You had Jan on a can, didn't
Jan
you?
on a can.
Corin on a sporran.
Yeah, a lot of people couldn't get that with mine. Couldn't get that. Jake on a cake.
Fish on a dish.
Fish on a dish.
Yeah.
I had...
Trace on a place.
yeah, Nick on a stick.
Nick on a stick.
Sam on a lamb. Sam on...
A ham.
Sam on a ham. Yeah. Do you know, for what was just a one-off cheeky Ben on a pen towards him,
Yeah.
and then you done one back to me, and you guys just absolutely loved it.
Hottie Scotty on a dotty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one. And I saw some of your things you put for the Ben on a pen. I
Yes,
saw.
there may have been a couple I had to delete.
I saw. I know what you're like. I know who you are.
Yes, and it was a big pen.
Yeah.
So you were correct.
that-
But it was pen that I was going for.
Yeah, not big.
Not the fact it was a big pen.
Anyway, Stephanie Theodore says, fabulous in-depth show, reinforcing my need to use the Ultimate Pro. Definitely making everything easier. Love, love, love. Cindy says, thank you, Ben. Now I do remember watching at the time. Guess I should bookmark that programme. Well, not necessarily, Cindy. You know, if there's something that you want to see and you forget about it, we're always here to remind you. Thank Rachel, not me, because she found the show. It is airing, right, guys? After this show. Magic Ruler, 1 hour with Sarah. Don't miss it. Lots of love as well, just for that bit of ET that we saw with Leanne Lynn saying these are really pretty, I must say. And love the refresher vid, says Kat. Sharing the love, missed you all and all the crafties. We are going to have a look at the Ultimate Pro once again, or are you scoring here? What are we doing?
We're going to do so I've actually taken the acetate, one of the acetate that Leanne's gone over with the glitter, and we're going to show you how to score that, and then we'll do a star key card as well.
Cool, because someone asked about scoring with the glitter on acetate.
did.
Is it any different then to how we would normally score acetate?
No. So let's bring in our Ultimate Pro here. So what we're going to do is, depending on the size, of course, where you're wanting to score. Now, remember what I was saying about acetate. Acetate, as you score into the acetate, it automatically wants to close in on itself and let it close in, and that's the way you're going to fold it. So therefore, 9 times out of 10, you're going to want to have your glitter on the top. So if I bring in, of course, my acetate sheet that Leanne's done, we've got the dried glitter on the top side. So I'm going to flip that over, Ben, because remember, as I said, it's going to automatically want to close in on itself, and that's what I want. So therefore, I'm just going to choose any line here. It's just to show you how you're going to score. I'm still going to go in with the back end. So as I showed you earlier on, that finer end as well. What I would say, though, is if you are trying this with another branded glitter paste, please keep in mind, and no disrespect to any other brands out there, but on acetate, if you're doing it this way, please keep in mind it might flake off because of the quality of it. So I'm doing this with our glitter paste because this showcases that even when it's on acetate and then I score and I fold and bend, it's not going to break, it's not going to chip, it's not going to flake. So if you are doing that with another branded glitter paste and that happens and you think, well, I've done what Craig's done, why is it not working? That is why. It's obviously I'm doing it with our glitter paste. So again, Ben, I'm just going to go in and I'm going to press in into the acetate, into my score line. Remember, as I said, it automatically wants to close in on itself.
Yeah.
So let it close in. We're then just going to press. We're going to form that in. I'm still going to go in and give that a light press. Now look, nothing is chipped away.
No.
Nothing's broken off. And then we've got that crisp, clean fold on our acetate. No chipping, no flaking, no nothing whatsoever. And that's how you still score it in the same way that you would score your acetate. But remember, doing it on the back side of the acetate where there's no dried glitter. And then, of course, fold that in on itself. And then you're going to be able to, then, of course. And let's just, I know I want to do a cake card before we just run out of time. But if I just show you here, let's line that one up here. Let's cut. Let's turn that around. I'm going to bring that in. Now, of course, if this was a bigger piece, Ben, but let's just cut that there. Lovely little dinkle acetate card blank that you've got there. That you can see here. beautiful, decorate, add in with your glue gel if you're adding an embellishment or something like that. And then there you go, make an envelope to go with it with your Ultimate Pro.
Absolutely brilliant. We're going to look at that K card in a second. Hannah's just asking, Craig, can you foil press on a surface that you've glitter pasted?
No, no, because you want it to be a relatively smooth surface. Now, yes, you can foil onto your shedless glitter, and although our glitter is shedless, it's more of a chunky glitter. What you're also having to think of as well, the layers, the foil, the pressure. So I wouldn't be inclined, not when it comes to our glitter paste, but then I'm trying to think, what surface would you put your glitter paste onto that you would then want to go and foil onto? That off the top of my head, I'm not sure why you would want to do that, but if you were wanting to do it, I would be inclined to do it. Shedless glitter card, yes, I wouldn't be inclined to try and foil something that I've then used my glitter pastes onto.
Okay. Last call for questions. I think potentially what we're about to show you now will probably be the last sort of demonstration, as it were. And this was actually sent in by Adriana, who was asking to see, because we talk about being able to make the different shape cards, so she wanted to see how we do that with the Ultimate Pro. So are you doing a K card?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, we'll just do a K card. Let's do the pop out, because that really showcases with the star here.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is turn it around, and we're going to do black and white so you can see the contrast between the back layer and the front layer. So for the main card itself, we're going off of A4 in size, so we're going to go up to that left-hand side, and then what we're doing up against that left-hand side, we're just going to go half-fold A4. So where I've got that half-fold A4, we're going to lightly press, and we're going to do that a few times, and then of course, because I've gone in and then I've scored in on itself, we're going to continue that fold round, and then we're going to give it a burnish. Just before we move on as well, if you're using A4, when you fold it in half, you will get a couple of mil lip on one side here. So if I bring that one into here, you'll see that you've got a little bit of an additional lip on one side. That is normal. That's so that you can then open the card with ease.
And someone asked earlier on, didn't they, whether that was the front or the back of the card, the bit that overhung a little bit. Does it matter or not really?
Does it matter? No, but if you want to, of course, have that ease of effect by opening up the card, if you were to look at high-end luxury cards out there, then that's always, that longer bit is always at the front. So therefore, what you can then do is come to open up the card that you'll see just now. So as you're opening it up, you're pulling forward. The other thing that you don't really want to see, Ben, if I put it like that, you don't really want to see that additional lip on the front. So therefore, that longer edge front of that card that comes to the front, and then you can just open with ease that you can see here. So that's your half-fold A4. So let's bring in our white card. Once again, we're going to go up to that left-hand side. Then this time, what we're also going to do, we're going to do half-fold A4. So we're going to score a few times. What we're then going to do is gatefold A4, score a few times. Then we're going to flip that around on the opposite side. Once again, gatefold A4. We're then going to score that a few times. What we're then going to do this time is then we're going to fold that in on itself. Now, something like this, I would say, is the exception to the rule where we've scored, I do want to fold back on itself, Ben, simply because it's the nature of the beast when it comes to the concept. Fold that one back as well. What we're then going to be left with is a W, or you've got your valley, your mountain, and then you've got your valley once again. So what will happen once we've then finished, and I'm just going to kind of round up what I said there. We've got our top point there, which is a mountain, as if it's a mountain point. So we can see we've got that mountain point there. These ones here dip like a valley. That's why we say a valley or a mountain fold. So that is our folds there. So when we finish it in a moment, what will happen, Ben, is this panel here, that will then get stuck to the left-hand side. This panel here will get stuck to the right-hand side, and then we're going to be left with that pop-out element in the middle. But we need something. We need one of those shapes. Now, you can use your nesting dies if you want to. You can do anything like that. But, of course, that's what we've got, our shapes on our Ultimate Pro. We've got our oval, we've got our heart. If we go inside, of course, then we've got more. So let's open this one up. I'm going to turn it around because it makes it easier for myself. And then if I show you again, just so visually you can see the way that I've got this here. So where it comes to this middle fold line here, I'm going to then tuck that. So we've got raised edges at the top and the bottom there. So I'm going to pop that up to those raised edges here. And I'm visually going to just guesstimate the actual centre here. So if I bring that into here, so you can see I'm right down the centre of course, that star. What I'm then going to do is I'm going to open that up. Then I'm visually also going to look. So I know that there is the beginning part of my star. So just get started. And then what we're doing is we're just going to start and we're going to lightly press to start with. We've got 2 stars. So you can then either go with the smallest one or you can go in with the largest one. So what I'm going to do is, just so that you can see visually, I'm going to then come along and then I'm going to then score both of them so that you can see. So let's go in. If you want to lift, then of course you can do. So go as far as you feel that ball tool will go, and then we're just then going to travel all the way down. I covered within Wake Up Call that if your scoring tool goes out of the groove of your scoring line, don't worry, you might see the mark on the back here, but it won't be transferred onto the opposite side. So then we're just going to finish and we're going to go as far up as we can here. So I'm going to go back and then I'm just going to then finish that half star. Remember, you've got your 2 stars, you've got your large or you've got your small. So I've done the largest one. There's 2 ways that you can do this. So you can either fold this over on itself, Ben, and then cut out. I don't tend to do that because what I'm going to be left with then is a lovely half embossed star on one side and then a lovely harsh edge cut on the other side. So therefore what we do then, if I show you once again, that's the way that it was. I'm then going to flip that on itself and then that tip and base of my score lines, I'm going to match up to my star. I've gone once again up to the notches there to hold that into place. I'm then going to come back in and I'm repeating myself. If anything, doing it this next time is a little bit easier because you've got the opposite side of visual to kind of follow because it's symmetrical. So we're just going to go our way along as far as it'll go. We're then just going to travel all the way down, following along. You can still lift if you want to, but we're just going to then work our way down. And then as far as I feel as though it'll go, we're then going to travel all the way up, bring that in. So we've now got our embossed star in the middle. Then we're going to come in with our scissors, or you can come along with your craft knife. What I do to start with is I'll roughly cut out the centre of the star to make it easier for myself.
That's a good idea.
So it takes out any of that excess.
Yeah.
And you've got also 2 options here. You can either cut to the outer edge of the embossed line, which then means you're just going to have a harsh cut star, or what I always like to do, and I know most people will do it this way, and that is then cut to the inside of your score line. What that will then give you is a nice, smooth, rounded, embossed star aperture.
Yeah.
Like so. So we're just going to then go in, cut around, follow all the way around. If anything, the star is also an easy one to cut. I have in the past done the arch one. Actually, I think over time I've kind of demoed this with all of the shapes.
What have you got? Star, arch, you've got another aperture, haven't you? Is there a heart as well?
Yes, on the front side where you've got your envelope maker.
Yeah, oh, the butterfly.
And the butterfly.
Yeah.
So we can then come along and cut into here. So then we've got our heart aperture, we've got that lovely embossed edge all the way around. So if I turn that over, we're going to go onto the 2 outer edge panels. We're going to go in with our tape. We're going to add our tape round each edge, bring back in our card blank, and then we're just going to then meet and match that up to the left-hand side. So we're going to come in, and then we're going to press that in, flip that around, and we're then going to then meet that up to the edge. We're going to then press, rub that in, and then of course if I close that, what we've then got is our pop-out feature that you can see there. You can have something hanging in the middle there if you wanted it to, but if you close that up, that closes down into an A5 card that you can see here. But then you've got the ability to do pattern paper at the sides. You can go around with your inks if you want. You can go with lots of different designs at the backdrop. You can go in with some of your acetates at the back. There's many, many ways that you can do it. It could be further up. You can do the smaller star. You can do whatever you want when it comes to that central part. But then that is how you're going to be using the actual score and pop-out designs within the Ultimate Pro.
Do you know what? I know I've been sort of part of this show, but I think that's been a very comprehensive show as far as looking around your Ultimate Pro is concerned. And certainly, if you tie that in with what Craig did earlier on Wake Up Call, I think pretty much covered off everything, save, of course, the magic ruler, which is coming up in 6 minutes' time anyway. And of course, don't forget anything that we haven't covered off in here. You can find in the instruction book that comes with your Ultimate Pro. But I think we can all agree that it is a brilliant bit of kit. If you've already got yours and you haven't used it for a while, hopefully, again, these New Year, New Craft shows serve as a reminder as to how great things like the Ultimate Pro are. And then hopefully, I think it was like Stephanie who was mentioning earlier on, you're then going to get out your Ultimate Pro and start playing with it once again. But if you are new to crafting, if it is your New Year's resolution to take up this hobby, then this is absolutely a great bit of kit to get you going, because as we've already discussed, with your Ultimate Pro, you're going to be making all of your cards. You've got the ability to be able to do that. You're going to be creating your bows, which we've shown you over the course of this show. You're going to be able to create all of your boxes, which we've shown you over the course of this show. You're going to be making envelopes, which Craig has shown you over the course of this show. The pop-out cards, again, we've just seen there how brilliant that we've had time to show you that element of the Ultimate Pro. You've got decorative embossing, which you can do. Of course, you've got your paper trimmer included in there as well. You've also got your storage compartment, so if you are going to get more of your boards, like the freebie that we're giving you here, you've got the storage to be able to pop that in as well. And you've got your accessories, so you've got your blade in there to do all of your cutting, and that's all explained in the booklet. And then it goes on to show you all of the different cards, so gatefold cards, square cards, trifold, slimline, concertina cards in here, jump-up cards, pop-out cards, the K cards, full pages on your bow making, your basic box techniques. Also shows you how to make your shape boxes, so triangular boxes, diamond shaped boxes. The magic ruler technique is covered in there as well. That's coming up. Stay tuned right after the show. Aperture centers, wedge boxes, envelope making, envelope boxes. It's all in there. And also, of course, all of your embossing shapes too, because you've got your embossing shapes in there. You've got those little embossing corners as well, which you can create with. I mean, there's literally tons in here, and it also goes on to tell you in your instructions about how you use that paper trimmer. You've got your mouse cutter, and it explains in detail as well about the different embossing tools that you've got there. It's a brilliant bit of kit, and on its own, great price, right? Isn't it? Really, when you consider everything that Craig's shown you, everything that this bit of kit can do, for £31.99 platinum or $55.96 if you're in the US, that is a great deal. It's a really, really brilliant bit of kit. You talk about versatile, you talk about, you know, something which is going to help you do loads of different crafty disciplines. This is the one to go for. However, because it's New Year, New Craft, we don't just sort of stop the deal there. We go, well, actually, what we'll do for you is we'll give you the Ultimate Pro with all of those capacities and capabilities that we've just talked about. We'll also pop into the deal your boxer board as well. So again, allowing you to create these custom-sized boxes, different shapes, different themes. That's all included in there as well. And don't forget, that will fit very, very nicely into your Ultimate Pro. That's yours for free. We give you the cardstock to be playing with as well. So you're going to get 25 sheets of our A3 Centura Pearl, Hint of Gold in the Snow White. And last but by no means least, for free, we're going to give you one of our tape pens. It's one of the original tape pens, glue tape pen with the 22 meters on there for you. You're saving almost £32. Well, in essence, we're giving you £31.97 or $40.93 worth of freebies when you buy the Ultimate Pro today, be it the metric or the Imperial. Thank you, Hogmanay Hero, for what I think has been a brilliant show. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I really enjoyed it. It's always good to go back to the basics again, certainly when it comes to the Ultimate Pro, and hopefully that you guys enjoyed it as well.
They did. Celie said this show has been absolutely amazing. I have learnt so much. Thank you so much. That's what we're here for. Tell your friends about us. Lois says this has been a very fun and informative class. Thank you. If it's fun and informative, we have ticked the boxes we need to tick. And Catbutt says, brilliant show and demos. Thank you, everyone. Who's coming back in an hour?
Me!
Nicola is me. James, you're not coming back? Oh, James isn't coming back. No, he is really. We're all coming back for Cartload. It's our end of winter sale Cartload show. Cartload. We've got some great deals. Make sure you're back. We'll see you in an hour's time. Until then,
Ta-da!